take the back of the knife and put it right up against a reference surface and cut a notch. And if I slide this knife down, I don't know if you heard it, I can feel it drop into that cut that I made. So that is where I'm going to start when I square this around. And we're going to be paying real close attention to our reference lines. And I think what I will do is I will go ahead and make a copy of those lines. So these are our two reference faces. And every time we strike a line across the face of these parts, we want to make sure that we have the stock of this square against one of those two faces. Okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the stock tight. Now, all my force, again, is this way. It's pointed this direction. So I'm going to drop my knife into this notch. Okay, and I'm going to bring this, I'm going to press down on it so it doesn't bump out. I'm going to bring the square up to it till it touches. Okay, so now I have a square reference line across. I've got the stock on the reference face. I'm going to come back up and do a full one all the way across. So you do a light pass because you don't want the knife to take its own path. You want to follow the blade, or the blade of the square. So the next thing to do is a little bit more pressure on the second pass, and then a really hard pressure on the third pass. And I'm being careful to keep the bevel of the blade in the waist, the part that I'm going to cut off. So now we have this good knife line here. And I can just let the pencil roll right through it. Okay, so we just need to carry this line all the way across, but we can't just keep turning and marking and turning and marking. We need to make sure that we're using a reference face. So we have the notch that the knife made, and we know because we got this mark down here that this whole face is a reference face, so we can just roll this first one away from us. I drop the knife in the mark and it doesn't want to move. So I've got it here. I'm going to take a really light pass to kind of start the cut, medium, and hard. Okay, so now we've got another groove. Okay, so I can't just roll it this way, so I'm going to come back the other way. And you can see here's our reference, here's our knife line. The stock needs to be against the reference face on this side. So now I've got to drop the knife into that little notch. Push the blade up of the square up to it. So I'm pushing down on the blade now, but all of my force on the stock is going this way. So light, medium, hard. Okay, darken that line up. One more pass. This is the reference face is now here on the back, closest to me. So that's where I put my stock. Light, medium, hard.